finally, we have a live statement coming from the UN Observer Mission. Let's go across immediately and hear what they have to say.
Environment was exacerbated by prevalence of vigilante groups affiliated to some political parties, as well as the proliferation of illegal small arms. A total of 5,000 polling stations were declared political hotspots prone to political violence, up from 3,000 in the previous elections. The mission observed the political campaign activities and noted that they were hotly contested and generally peaceful. They were generally peaceful. However, it notes with concern reports of incidents of violence, intimidation, and the use of intemperate language across the political divide, more so against some female candidates. The mission is satisfied with the efforts by stakeholders such as the National Peace Council and the civil society, ensuring that political parties embarked on peaceful and issue-based campaign. Ghana's constitution and the legislative framework largely comply with the regional and the international norms and the standards for democratic elections. However, it notes that the legal framework do not adequately regulate campaign processes and the party funding. The AU mission takes note of the efforts by the Electoral Commission to ensure transparent and credible elections in 2016 elections through its implementation of necessary reforms and engagement with stakeholders throughout the process. The mission observes that the EC, that is the Electoral Commission, was adequately prepared for the 2016 polls and adhered to the electoral calendar. Despite the delays in some regions, the mission notes the timely delivery of electoral materials to various polling stations, to some polling stations ahead of the elections. The AU mission has noted the recurrent concerns around the occurrence of voter register. In particular, the inclusion of deceased persons and underage voters and foreigners. Ahead of elections, 13 of the 17 presidential candidates were disqualified during the candidate nomination process, which led to protracted court litigations and the resultant of acrimonious relationship between the affected political parties and the candidates and the Electoral Commission. The mission also observed generally low women participation as candidates. Polling staff, party agents, and citizen observers. Out of 1,158 parliamentary candidates, there were only 136 women, representing 11.7%, which is lower than the 2012 election and far below the 30%. That is the threshold for women political representation as set by the regional and continental organizations. The AAM mission was, however, encouraged that among the presidential candidates, there was a woman. As a maturing democracy and in line with the regional and the continental norms, Ghana is expected to provide an enabling environment for more women's participation and the representations on key decision-making structures, in particular as leaders of political parties. The AU mission notes that the media in Ghana is vibrant, diverse, and enjoys relative editorial independence, allowing for plurality of opinions and viewpoints. The African Union mission further notes that the public broadcaster provided access to all contesting candidates and the parties, despite reports that some parties and the candidates received more coverage than others. The mission, however, notes that some media outlets.
Now, of course, if you're listening to us on Joy 99.7 FM, we've been listening to a press statement from the AU Observer Mission here in Ghana. They've been here covering the elections.